Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. It's the NBA on CBS. The Big E, Elvin Hayes, leads the Washington Bullets today up against the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Lakers are red hot. Paced by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they have won 5 in a row. That's their longest win streak of the year.
The NBA on CBS. Today's show is sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. All the new 1978 Chevrolets now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. And by Allstate Insurance Companies. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Washington at home, being introduced to the crowd and something to prove because they have lost their last 6 games to the Los Angeles Lakers. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brent Musburger alongside handsome Keith Erickson. Keith, you're talking to your wife for the first time. This game's going back into Los Angeles. Tell me a little bit about the Lakers. You've been watching them carefully. They seem to be a new team.
They are a brand new team. They're bruised and battered, but they're finally healthy now. After 105 games of injuries to their players, Kareem is ready.
Hey, he seems to be motivated. What was that article out in Los Angeles last week ripping him up?
They really ripped him out there. One particular reporter really gave it to him out there. That night he went out in 37 minutes and had 39 points. 20 rebounds. The next night, 21 rebounds. And that's the key.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for this game this afternoon. The Los Angeles Lakers, of course, going for their 6th straight victory. I'll have Dantley, Ford, Abdul-Jabbar, Nixon, and Scott matched against Dandridge, Hayes, Unseld, Wright, and Greavy. My first opportunity to see the Los Angeles Lakers this year, and oh, how I'm looking forward to it. They're a team that has been struggling. All of you in the LA area are so aware of the injury problems they've had. Now they seem to have it all together again. Jack Madden will be the lead official. He'll throw it up, working with Bill Saar. Unseld with control for the Bullets, and here's Kevin Greavy coming back from an injury. Unseld couldn't tap it back, and there's the Big E with the game.
Fantastic play. Unseld going to the board, and Hayes following up. By the way, that's the first time I've seen Kareem lose the tap this year.
Adrian Dantley, Rookie of the Year last year, traded twice this year. Couldn't tie it, and there's Bobby Dandridge, formerly of Milwaukee. All right, applies the pressure. Here's Hayes. Over everything. Touch last by the Bullets, and so it'll go to Charlie Scott. What was Scott's problem, Keith? He wasn't with the team?
Charlie missed a game. His aunt had a major surgery in New York, and he had to fly back. He missed the game, and we're just hoping that she's going to be all right. He said she's in intensive care right now.
And he expects her, though, to get better this week. Is that what he was telling you in the locker room?
That's right, and we hope so, too.
All right, inbounds play. There's Charlie, number 11. Formerly of Phoenix and Boston. Dantley now goes to Ford. Keith, you're telling me Ford looks good lately.
Ford has been playing great. I really think if Kareem is playing, that Ford is really the key to this team. That he's been diving all over the floor, making things happen out there, playing great defense. Also held Elvin Hayes to 6 points the last time they played.
On that interception. Here comes Ford in on Unseld for the layup.
Don Ford.
Boy, Ford was back on defense, too, and traveling was called over there in the corner. Hey, he's hustling.
That's a great play. I'll tell you, to have a guy come down, lead the pack and get the layup, and come back down and be in the play on defense again. The guy's really moving out there.
We've been a little bit one-sided in our commentary so far. Let me point out that Washington has suffered a lot of injuries lately, too. We're going to get into those now as Dantley pumps from outside. The former Notre Dame star out of the Washington, D.C. area had to come up with some extra free tickets today. It's Jersey Day in Landover, Maryland. We're packed. Here's Wright. They're without Phil Chenier, hospitalized with an injured back. They're without Mitch Kupchak. Surgery on a hand. He'll be out 6 weeks. Dandridge over Kareem and off. They formerly were teammates on a championship team. Hayes now 1 for 3. Nixon off quickly. Here's Scott in on Greavy. Behind the 4. Oh,
what a sensational pass by Charlie Scott. Had no idea that he even saw Don Ford coming behind him and just laid the ball back beautifully.
Nixon giving Wright some room. Here's Greavy. Switch from forward to guard by Dick Motta this year with a good move inside. Ball wouldn't stay down. Dantley wrests it away from Elvin. How about Nixon's progress, Keith?
Nixon has just been a great surprise to the Lakers. He was their 3rd pick, their 3rd first-round pick, and is now the 4th in the league in assists.
Recognize that?
The
Also, he's not on the All-Star team this year. We've got time out here in Washington. Speaking of the All-Star team, next Sunday afternoon on CBS, Keith Erickson and I will be in Atlanta to broadcast the NBA All-Star Game. A year ago in Milwaukee, we caught an outstanding contest. Don't miss the one next Sunday. And Keith Erickson, the reason why they have scored 10 unanswered points is they have hit 5 of 6, and the Bullets are shooting a cold 1 for 9. Bullets with the ball now in their white home jerseys. Let's see if they can get something going after that timeout. Conferred with Coach Dick Motta. They wanted to go inside to Hayes. That's the first foul on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And judging from the look on his face, he did not agree with Bill Saar.
He's not real happy with that call, is he? It looked like he came over Elvin Hayes' shoulder a little bit on that play, and he didn't think he had contact. The official did.
Well, they set up a play to try to get Hayes loose down low, and Kareem was there. Now, here's Kevin Greavy out of Kentucky. He's a hustler, and he was sandwiched as he came inside. And I think we've got Kareem again.
That's right.
Quick 2, and that could hurt the Lakers right now.
That's a smart play by Kevin Greavy, taking the ball to the hole like that. Of course, you know, he didn't know, but Kareem came over and he got the foul. That would the best possible play he could have made.
So now Jerry West, Stan Albeck, and Jack McCloskey must consider when they'll bring Robish in for Abdul-Jabbar. That's the backup over there. That becomes a strategical factor. It's 10-4, a couple of free throws, break the string of 10 Laker points.
This is an interesting maneuver the Lakers are doing here. They're having Charlie Scott bring the ball up the floor. Norm Nixon has been their quarterback the whole year. Larry Wright is putting a lot of pressure on him in the backcourt.
Keith, you told me to keep a close eye on Unseld today, the way he will probably play against Abdul-Jabbar.
West weighs 245 pounds. He's given up about, over 5 inches on this matchup. And he's going to lean on him as much as he can. Try and keep him away from the position that he desires.
Rebound for West. Here's Wright to the hole.
You see, Kareem is already in a bad position with 2 fouls. He cannot come over and contest a play like that. He can't there's no way can he afford to get his 3rd foul at this point in the game.
And he's 2 for 2 with that hook shot.
It's hard to believe that a guy that big could have a touch as soft as he does, coming across there and just dropping that ball right on the rim.
Dandridge. 12-8, 8:22 to go in the first quarter from Landover, Maryland. The Lakers ahead of the Bullets. Charlie Scott gliding in with a twisting, turning shot that failed. Nixon cut off the fast break that time with position defense. Wright forced it. Hey, Bullets have regrouped, Keith Erickson.
They have. Larry Wright has made a couple of beautiful drives here. That's what they need is penetration.
Hits Ford, way off. The Bullets now can tie the game and intercept it. They cannot as Kareem is loose. He was a little bit off balance, and that led to the miss. Now here's Wright. Good pass to Greavy. Kareem is not back down in the hole, but the ball wouldn't stay down. It's turned ragged. Oh, look at that. It'll count a chance for a 3-point play, and Wright was hollering that he wrapped him up before he went for the shot.
Well,
he capped that time, wasn't he, over there at the corner?
Well, he made the right play. It's too bad that you can't give Kareem an automatic dunk like that. You give up the foul, but it was a little bit late.
All right, Keith, 7 now for the big man. Here's Elvin attracting the crowd as he always does. Greavy maneuvering and off the glass up high. He hustles in that hole, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. There's some big work going on the boards in here. Elvin Hayes is very aggressive against Don Ford, and of course Wes Unseld, as big as he is.
Nixon. Battle for that loose ball. A lot of Bullets off of Dandridge. That Greavy is there. Scott contesting Greavy, taken down by Elvin, and Kareem got a hand on it. He stayed right there.
Hayes is complaining to the official that Kareem hit him on the hand on that follow shot. It was a close play. He could have.
Could have been a very big moment. Kareem playing with 2 fouls. Knocked away. Lakers retain possession. It's 15-14. Lakers over the Bullets.
Here's Elvin Hayes on the offensive rebound. There, Kareem looked like he, hit the ball or the hand. It was tough for us to tell here.
Scott goes to the right side. There's Unseld with a hand on him. Little bump. Skyhook misses for the first time, but Ford with an offensive rebound. Hey, we've got both these teams have been hustling. It's 17-14 Lakers right now. Knocked away by Ford, and Greavy is there. And again, it is Elvin Hayes. Off, and here's Ford now, and the Lakers come back down. I wonder if they can keep this pace up. Shoving inside as they made the maneuver.
This is an incredible pace that's going on out here, and I'll tell you, there is an awful lot of activity going on under those boards. This last play down here, 3 or 4 guys got creamed on the play, and there was no call. They're going to have to tighten up on the officiating out here and watch that stuff.
All right, Keith. Dantley hooking on Dandridge.
He's awfully tough inside. Bob Dandridge played very poor defense on him that time. You just cannot give a guy position on the lane like that. If he gets the ball down there, he's either going to get free throws or a good shot at the basket.
Interesting stat just handed me. Elvin Hayes already has 7 offensive rebounds. They're going to have to seal him off down there. Speaking, of course, of the Lakers, and for the Bullets, they want to keep him right where he is. Foul called on Nixon, who is contesting right.
This Elvin Hayes-Don Ford matchup is really something down here. Hayes is, like you just said, 7 offensive rebounds. He's really going to the board. He outweighs Don Ford by a good 20 pounds, so Ford's is definitely going to have his hands full tonight.
Kareem got a hand on it. Hayes waiting now for a man to cut free. It's Dandridge. Unseld picks off Dantley. And that is some pick in the NBA. Right. 5 minutes and 4 seconds. It's 19-16. Lakers leading the Bullets. Nixon with a good pass to Kareem.
It was a good pass, but not really a good shot by Kareem. His jump shot is not his shot.
There's Nixon to Dantley, who broke on the other side and drew the foul from Hayes as he hit the field goal. Chance for the three-pointer.
That was a gorgeous play. Norm Nixon really had the floor in mind here. He knew what was going on. Here Elvin Hayes is telling him to watch the ball. Dantley takes the ball right into Elvin Hayes, 4 inches taller. I'll tell you, this Dantley is really an incredible player going to the basket. He's as good as there is in the league.
Hard to believe that he would be traded first by Buffalo and then Indiana, isn't it?
It really is. He is quite a talent. And you can be sure he's ready to play here in Washington.
7 points already, Keith, for Adrian Dantley. 4:37 to go in the first. It's now 22-16, a 6-point Los Angeles lead. Kareem switches off on Dandridge. Ford is with Unseld. And Bobby Dandridge went inside.
How did he ever get that ball up in the air, Brent?
He was surrounded.
Here he takes the baseline and jumps right in between Kareem and Don Ford. 6'9" and 7'2". 6'6" Dandridge got it up. We don't know how.
At halftime, we're going to have an announcement from John Havlicek out of Boston as Adrian Dantley puts it up. And so he's got 9 points already with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Also, a lot of action around the NFL. Hear what Jimmy the Greek has to say about George Allen, Hank Stram, and all that gang. One coaching change after another. Nixon right with right that time. Dandridge got in front of Dantley. And Unseld controls the offensive glass, and Greavy makes it pay.
That's why Wes Unseld is as valuable as he is. He got the offensive rebound. Kevin Greavy had the wide open shot from 10, 12 feet. He just gave it up immediately.
Keith, I would have to say that the benches are going to be a factor with a pace like this in the first quarter. Both these coaches have to go to that bench in the second quarter as Dantley glides inside. Total of 11 points now. The Laker guards have not scored yet in this game. They've got 26 points up there.
I think Jerry West realizes that. He's got Lou Hudson coming in the next break.
Wright had an open shot that time, elected to pass, and Kareem got a hand on the ball. Out of bounds, it'll go now to Washington, and here's Lou Hudson, Keith. Well, what a veteran he's been. You've played against him many a time.
He's just been great. Lou, 32, 33 years old, and had his high game this year. 29 points, 43 minutes the other night.
So when you come back, Lou Hudson will be on the floor. Back in Landover, Maryland, I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. And Keith, we've got some changes on the floor for these two teams.
We've got quite a few. Tom Henderson has come in. Tom has missed a few games recently. He's had a bad sprained ankle. Lou Hudson is in for the Lakers. Lou can still put the ball up, and Greg Ballard in for the Washington Bullets, replacing Elvin Hayes.
That's their top rookie. Ballard's number is 42. He's got the ball, and that's his first shot. Wes Unseld. You know, Kareem has not pulled down many rebounds. Let me see what it is. He has just one so far.
Kareem is going to have a problem getting with Unseld and Hayes in there. You know, he's a lot lighter than these guys. It's going to be tough for him to force his way to the boards.
So Carr, rookie on the floor. Rolls in and out by Kareem. Off comes Greavy now to Dandridge. Out of bounds. Dantley knocked it away from Dandridge. That's an interesting matchup, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They're both just about the same size. Dantley has got a great jump shot down low. He likes to take a guy down like he was trying to do there and shoot the ball right over a guy that's 6'5" like Dantley.
Now we have got Dave Robish checking in. Back it goes to Greavy. So Jerry West elects, with 2:20 to go, to give Kareem his first break. Dandridge pops. It's 26-22 now. 2:10 to go in the first quarter. Off Robish's hand on the turnover. Here come the Bullets. They can pull to within 2 points. Welcome to those of you who have been watching Denver and Philadelphia. Furious pace. Los Angeles with the ball against Washington as Hudson pops and misses. Dandridge controls. I'm Brent Lusberger with Keith Erickson. Tommy Henderson to Kevin Greavy. Carr was there with the foul. He has just checked in. And Keith Erickson, for the newcomers along the line, why don't you tell folks how the game has flowed so far?
Well, the Lakers got off to a big lead, and then Washington came back. They were very disorganized at first, and they've come back and played extremely well. They're hitting the boards like crazy, taking advantage of Unseld and Hayes, their size and weight in there, going against Kareem. Kareem has only got 1 rebound so far, I believe. They're really doing a good job of keeping him off the boards.
And right now, the big fella is on the Los Angeles bench. He picked up 2 quick personal fouls. Dave Robish has been filling him in, and the Lakers with a lead of 3 points, 26-23. Kevin Greavy adds a free throw, total of 8 points. So with 1:33 to go, it's 26-24. Lakers over the Bullets. Dantley is cut off. Now he maneuvers in. Boy, he likes to get close to that hoop for that shot.
He does. He's just great taking the ball to the basket. He's the #1 free throw attempt leader in the league. For a guy 6'5", that's incredible.
Ballard now off. Here's Dandridge with Hudson bumping on him, and the foul is called outside. Lou Hudson trying to keep Dandridge away from his spot that time. N.W. Moorhead, Liberty Entrance, please. Here's Dandridge at the line. 28-24, Lakers over the Bullets 5-4. So, right now, let's us go out to Denver, check in on that Philadelphia-Denver game, and here's Tim Ryan.
Welcome to the fans who've just joined us here in Denver. The Nuggets in white, the Philadelphia 76ers are in blue, and it is 26-24, Denver in the lead. We have 1:43 remaining here in the first period. Bobby Wilkerson driving. Joe Bryant on the rebound. Lloyd Freese. Dr. J. Irving's 8 points makes it 26-26. Tom Lagarde, number 45, the rookie in the center for Denver. This is Wilkerson. Fouled underneath, looks like Irving.
Here you see the doctor isolated on the side. Look at him take the ball back. It looked like he was going to go behind his back, but he makes a nice, typical Dr. J move.
1:13 to go, first period. We're tied at 26 with Bobby Wilkerson on the line.
Landover, Maryland. It is 30-25. The Lakers over the Bullets, and what you missed was a goaltending call against Pace of the Bullets. And Keith Erickson, the team statistic for rebounds, a big factor here now.
It really is. 20-9. Washington is out rebounding the Lakers. They're really going to the boards. And now the Lakers are in foul trouble. They're taking the ball to the hole, too, which is really a smart thing to do at this point.
Keith, how many men did Dick Motta dress last Sunday out in Phoenix?
He had 7 players on the floor out there.
One under the limit.
Well, that used to be the limit, I think, but now, you know, they have got the 11-player rule this year, and I think they've modified it a little bit.
If Phoenix had protested, I suppose Dick might have suited up himself, right? Here's Henderson contesting Nixon. And a rookie pops up a good-looking jump shot. Hudson trying to cut off Greavy, who finally lost control. And there's the buzzer, signaling the end of the first quarter. The pace has been furious here in Landover. Slowed down a bit the last couple of minutes. The Lakers leading the Bullets 32-27. Coming into this afternoon's game, the Washington Bullets stand at 25-20, 2.5 games behind San Antonio in the Central Division, and the Los Angeles Lakers, who were without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because of that broken hand for a time, are 2 games under 500 at 22-24, 15.5 links behind the streaking Portland Trailblazers. But there's enough time for the Lakers to still roll into the playoffs, and with this cast, Keith Erickson, they could be a factor.
They definitely could be. Last year with Kareem, they had the best record in the league, but not much of a team. This year, they've got the supporting cast to really contend Portland in that Pacific Division.
4 points for Nixon. He was the first backcourt man on the Lakers to get up on the scoreboard today. Robish coming up on Henderson, and Robish called for the foul by Bill Saar. 34-27 the score right now.
There's a beautiful pass down low. Henderson had the man beat. Robish had switched off, and he just took it to the hole. Robish came over his back and fouled him. We've got a great matchup out here. I'll tell you, one, Greg Ballard and Kenny Carr, both rookies and both extremely aggressive players, guarding each other out here.
Next Sunday, it's the All-Star game on CBS from Atlanta, where that man used to play, Lou Hudson. Ballard over to Henderson. Abernathy trying to stick with Dandridge. Boy, Henderson went down. What is it, a sprained ankle he's coming back from? Keith?
Right, he had a sprained right ankle.
Ballard pops up a jumper outside. Boy, Washington still controlling the glass, and West is protesting that they were over the backs of the Lakers inside.
They are really going to that board. I'll tell you, the Lakers are going to have to concentrate on keeping them off the offensive boards.
24-9 is the team rebound statistic. Certainly not reflected in the scores. The foul is called by Saar. 34-30, the Lakers lead it by 4. And Jerry West flanked by McCluskey and Albeck.
There's Lou Hudson taking the ball. All kinds of traffic in there. Was fouled before he got to Ballard on that play.
One team foul against both the Lakers and the Bullets. Robish puts it on the floor against Pace. Got it up left-handed.
Good move. This guy he's a heck of a backup center. I'll tell you, he wasn't considered very highly by Indiana, and just as kind of a throw along in the trade for Dantley. He is a great backup center. He can score.
So for the Bullets, Charles Johnson, formerly of the champion Golden State Warriors, fires up that miss, signed to that 10-day contract. We're going to get into the details of that a little bit later because it looks as though they may sign him for good. Hudson. There aren't many men active in the NBA who scored more points than Lou Hudson. I believe there are just about 6, including John Havlicek, who will make an announcement at halftime. Dandridge to the hole.
That's very poor defense on the Bullets' part right there, on the Lakers' part. They've got to have help on that. If a man gets by, you've got to have a center or a weak side forward helping out. It's pretty sloppy play going on out there. Not much team play.
Johnson to the right. There's a good team play, Keith.
Yes, indeed. What a pass by Charlie Johnson. Both teams were really sloppy in this last 3 or 4 minutes of play. Not much setting up of the play, setting up of the offense. Here's Charlie Johnson. You could see him look away and draw the defensive man Nixon away. Dropped it off to Dandridge, went in wide open on the layup.
Sunday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports proudly presents the NBA All-Star Game. with the superstars of basketball competing. That's next Sunday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern for the NBA All-Star Game.
Speaking of golf, Keith Erickson, Jerry West said he wants a match against you out on the West Coast this week.
He can't have it. He's too good.
He's that good, right?
Yeah, he's way too good.
Who's leading that Andy Williams tournament right now?
Jay Haas is leading out there by 1 stroke, finishing up with an eagle on the 18th hole.
So we'll be going out to the concluding round of that on CBS after this game. Pretty powerful inside move that time.
Strong
Rookie
move.
Carr impressed us. Andridge would have counted if it had went down.
Here's Kenny Carr taking the ball to the hole. He's really strong, and look at how he gets up in the air and just drops the ball in. Ballard had to back off. It was a good play by Ballard. He saw that Carr had him beat. He let him take it onto the hole instead of picking up a foul and a possible three-point play.
Welcome, those of you who have been watching Cleveland-Detroit. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. The Los Angeles Lakers, with the ball, lead the Washington Bullets by 4. It is 40-36. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is back on the floor right now. Foul called underneath. And, Keith, for those newcomers, you might explain what has gone on here in Landover.
Well, we've had quite a physical game so far. Kareem picked up two fouls right off the bat, and now we've got Elvin Hayes guarding Kareem. They've got an old rivalry going. It's going to be very physical inside, the way it's been so far. The referees are going to have to watch this down here. It's getting pretty rough.
I was going to say a lot of impressive newcomers, and with that, the veteran Abdul-Jabbar went up on Elvin Hayes. Isn't it interesting? Elvin Hayes and Abdul-Jabbar have gone at one another all of these years, and here they are one more time.
That's right. Goes all the way back to the Houston Astrodome when they were still in college.
Lou Hudson goes to Kareem with 8:56 to go. 40-36. Los Angeles makes it 42-36. Washington with control again. Double team on Ballard, who got it off and hit it.
Washington is obviously trying to go one-on-one. They've posted up Dandridge down low a lot and then Ballard down here. But I'm surprised that these young guys like Ballard have come out and are shooting the ball as much as they are.
Ford. C.J. Nixon is there. Important road trip for the Lakers as Greavy misfires. Loose ball out of bounds, and they'll bring it the other way. And Mata is furious. At midcourt, he is screaming at Bill Saar.
I guess he didn't see Greg Ballard jump on Don Ford's back to keep that ball in play just before then, did he?
Selective viewing by coaches around the NBA. 8:05. 42-38, Lakers over the Bullets. Second quarter. Jimmy the Greek on the NFL coaching changes at halftime. As Dantley pops, he'll talk about all those factions within the Los Angeles Rams. He numbers 3. Henderson turns around Nixon. That was a pretty move, Keith. Yes, the ball didn't stay down. And Gravy furious underneath on that call. Loose ball foul.
I guess nobody thinks that they foul anybody around here, but let's see. Henderson makes a nice move to the baseline on Norm Nixon and then takes kind of a rather poor shot. Here's Kevin Greavy going to the board, jumping over Adrian Dantley's back.
Dantley with a hot hand. 13 points in the first half. Kevin Greavy on him. Hayes watching Kareem as Wes Unseld's over on the bench. Taken down by Ballard. Just one shot for the Lakers. They're still losing the battle of the glass. Hayes didn't have control as he tried to push it up.
Somebody was giving Bill Saar a little help on that call, wasn't he?
They sure were. That whole Bullet bench said, walk, walk.
Here's Dantley with the ball down low. Took a little bunny hop right there to get around the man. It was a pretty move.
Hayes pick. 2 of them, and Greavy used him well. Then he went back around him. 4-point Laker lead over the Bullets, 6:48. There's the first quarter score. Buffalo leading Atlanta by 2. We'll be down in the Omni next Sunday for the NBA All-Star Game.
The Bullets are really playing good defense now. They're really double teaming on Kareem down low and giving the Lakers the outside shot like Charlie Scott just had, and the Lakers have not been able to hit the outside shot.
Another first quarter score. Cleveland with a big lead over Detroit. 11 points, but it's early. Full slate of Sunday afternoon action as Ballard had it knocked away by Kareem, and here comes Nixon. He's agile, isn't he? Here's Dantley. Give him 15 so far for the first half, and 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go until halftime.
That's a beautiful move by Dantley, taking the ball to the hole with a man coming right at him. With his body, he put the ball up with his left hand and screened the man off with his body.
He's got it back. Reeve, and he was fouled as Dantley jumped out on him.
Dantley's jumping on the official at the same time. He doesn't think he fouled him on that play. It's kind of a strange play. Greavy got the ball and shot it real quickly, and he was out about 25 feet. There was still 17 seconds left on the clock. Washington's been doing that a lot so far.
It is not easy for the players or those of us at courtside to see the scoreboard here in Washington. So you'll watch players more or less strain their necks sometimes, as Greavy was doing, to check the time, check the difference. It's 46-43, 5:57 to go in the first half. Charles Johnson dove in there. Nixon's got it back. Here's Dantley and Hayes with a block. Greavy back. It's 3-on-3. Johnson wanted to go back, and Nixon, he's all over the place. Off at Dantley's hands. Nixon inside to Adrian, who comes up on Elvin, and Kareem came jumping in on Ballard. Loose ball foul. That's 3 on Kareem, and I did indeed think he fouled him that time.
I believe he fouled him on that play also. Here's Dantley taking the ball to the hole, trying to use his body again, but Elvin Hayes gets up high enough so that the body of Dantley doesn't bother him, and he just blocked the ball. Made a beautiful play.
The 32 days of fabulous.
As a special, this was a huge success on CBS, so it has become a regular program, and our good friend Tom Brookshire will be out there to host that along with McLean Stevenson and Barbara Rhodes. I'll tell you what, Keith Erickson, if anybody can handle those celebrities, it'll be Brookshire.
Well, I tell you, McLean Stevenson doesn't do too bad a job in there.
No, you know, he works very hard on that show. I was out there working on that last one, and he takes it seriously.
Well, it's good that he takes something seriously.
You know, he used to be the assistant athletic director at Northwestern University when I was there.
You're kidding.
No, I'm
McLean
not.
Stevenson.
He did. He used to go out and do the recruiting for Ara Parseghian. All right, 5 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first half. It's a 3-point Laker lead over the Bullets, who've got possession. Henderson, Hayes, Wright, and Ballard out there with Greavy, who squeezes the trigger. And the difference has been right here. It's kept Washington in the game. Has been that rebound. If the Lakers had been able to control the glass, they'd be ahead by about 40 points.
They sure would. This Greg Ballard made a beautiful... Kevin Greavy has a wide-open shot here, as you can see, because Dantley hit the floor. Hayes kept the ball alive, and Ballard made a great play inside of Ford, put it back up.
Penalty shot.
Here's the penalty shot with 5:08 to go. Lakers are in the penalty. 4 team fouls against the Bullets, so they have reached it 2.
That ball didn't look good coming out of his hand. Looked like he shot a knuckleball up there.
And he could have tied it. 1-point difference right now. Scott and Ford and Kareem and Nixon and Dantley. Nixon.
That's Nixon's best shot. Taking a little, coming off the move and shooting his jump shot. He doesn't shoot it very well standing still, but he's really tough.
And another rookie, Ballard, hits for Washington, so it's still a 1-point game. And the Bullet bench is furious again. They're up screaming at Madden. Dantley was short that time. Mata wants to break that losing streak to the Los Angeles Lakers in the worst way. The Lakers have beaten him 6 straight times. They swept the series from them a year ago. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Mata because he means business this time, and he is not satisfied with Sarr and Madden so far.
I haven't seen too many guys out here on the floor that are.
Nothing unusual about that.
No,
And
that's
there's
right.
the former coach of the Chicago Bulls. Bernie Bickerstaff, his assistant alongside. Scott wheels to Nixon. Now here's Kareem. Wright goes back quickly on the double team. Hayes is there. Kareem forces one, and Scott got to the glass.
Now that's what happens. You saw Larry Wright double teaming on Kareem on that play. When the shot went up, Larry Wright wasn't there to block Charlie Scott off the boards, and he was just all by himself under the hoop for the easy 2 points.
Lakers up by 3. 3:49 to go in the first half. Picked by Ballard, and Henderson hits outside.
I don't know if that's the kind of shot Dick Motta wants them to be taking. They're really forcing the ball up from way out, and quick shots too, not really good shots.
Maneuvering for the hook. A little bit too much spin on it that time. Cross court dangerous. Scott intercepts. Back comes Nixon. Boy, is he demonstrating some poise, and Dantley is demonstrating a scoring touch. 17 points in the first half for Adrian. Out of the Washington area, he's performing well for the family, isn't he?
He certainly is, and it's interesting to see Dantley guarding Greavy here. He's talking to him on the play. I don't know if you can pick it up, but Dantley is really talking to him down here.
Scott with the interception. Lakers showing some emotion in this game. Dantley to the hole again. Boy, is he on fire here this afternoon, and Motta is very quiet after that outburst.
Dick Motta isn't saying a whole lot, is he?
A delay of game warning issued by Jack Madden that time. Dantley catching his breath knocked the ball away. So we've got 2:47 to go. It's 54-49. The Lakers lead the Bullets. Interesting first half, hasn't it? It'll go to Los Angeles.
I think that was a good call. We'll take a look and see. Here's Greavy taking the ball into the middle and jumping. Charlie Scott played great defense on that play. He held his hands straight up in the air, and he had position. Kevin Greavy jumped into him, and it was an offensive foul.
Next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports presents The Impossible Dream, ballooning across the Atlantic. 2 independent teams attempted what has never been successfully done.
We've had a fearful night. I was on watch, and I heard this roar. I looked out, and I could see the breakers on the shoreline. Now there's no turning back.
The Impossible Dream, ballooning across the Atlantic, next Sunday at 4.
Keith, you and I will keep track of the action here. Let's send everyone else out to Denver to check in on Philadelphia and Denver. Here's Tim Ryan. At UCLA.
I can circle with the best of them.
We'll see you back at Landover for the second half in just a moment.
Tonight's game's going to be on TV, Steve. You need a good shave.
I did shave, Havlicek, but my lucky razor just doesn't do such a great job.
Maybe it's not your razor, it's your beard.
Back in Landover, Maryland, Larry Wright is upset because an offensive foul has just been called against him. You missed one basket by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so it is 56-49. The Los Angeles Lakers, with possession, lead the Washington Bullets, who are dressed in white. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. 1:41 to go in the first half from Landover, Maryland. It's been a tough physical battle. Scott to the hole.
Charlie Scott has tremendous quickness. Taking that ball to the basket, he just blew right by his man and put the ball, and great leaping ability. Jumped over Elvin Hayes to lay it in.
Formerly of the Boston Celtics, we'll be hearing from John Havlicek, a former teammate of Scott's at halftime. Dandridge got daylight.
That's a great move by Bob Dandridge. Getting baseline. Here's Charlie taking it to the basket. Look at how he gets up.
Now the Lakers with Charlie Scott moving to the left. Dantley spotting the open man. Carr. And that is the biggest lead of the afternoon right there. Turnovers. The Bullets have turned it over 14 times. The Lakers only 3. Even though the Bullets are winning the Battle of the Glass 34-13.
I think that's the problem the Bullets are having right now. They're just not getting very good shots at all. They're really just, they're forcing their shots, hurrying them, and they all seem to be coming from the outside.
Keith, would you say that overall the Bullets have been ragged, which is unusual under Motta?
I would say extremely ragged. I can't believe they're doesn't look like they're running much offense at all.
Scott outside. Welcome to those of you watching Denver, Philadelphia. You're watching the time run out on the first half. It's 62-51. The Lakers with their biggest lead of the game over the Bullets. It's been a tough physical game here in Landover, Maryland. Nixon dueling right. Dandridge has scored 15 in the first half for Dick Motta. Forces one that time. Knocked out of bounds. The Bullets retain possession. Now, the Bullets have out-rebounded the Lakers 34-13. Keith Erickson, hard to believe that Kareem, who is getting his second rest, has only one rebound in the first half.
It's really hard to believe that Kareem, 7'2", can only get one rebound. 4 seconds to go. Henderson puts up a nice shot.
And that's the end of the first half. 62-53. The Lakers lead the Bullets. We've got a big halftime coming up for you. Horse, Bingo Smith and Doug Collins, Jimmy the Greek, and an announcement by John Havlicek. In Boston, there was an announcement made by one of the greatest players who ever laced on a pair of tennis shoes in the NBA, Hondo John Havlicek. We're now going to show you what Havlicek had to say prior to Boston's game against the Golden State Warriors. Here's Hondo.
This is my 16th and final year with the Boston Celtics as a player, and I'm announcing the retirement today. It's something that I've thought about for a long time. I knew that this would be my last year when I reported at the beginning of the season. I talked with Red about it at various times, and during the course of the year, and even at the beginning of the season I contemplated announcing it. But at the beginning of the season, you had the World Series and you had football into full swing, and it wasn't the appropriate time as far as we were concerned. And we feel that now it is the appropriate time, and a lot of people throughout the league who have seen me play for a period of time are going to be able to see me play in their city for the last time. So this is the reason that I'm doing it now. I knew it was going to happen even last summer.
Hasn't Motta had to adjust overall, though, in the change from Chicago to Washington?
Well, of course, with the different personnel, he's got to adjust to the players he's got. You know, he should have a running team here. He's got Bob Dandridge, Elvin Hayes, Phil Chenier when he was healthy. You know, they like to get it out and run, but, you know, with Wes Unseld in there, it really makes it possible. One of the best outlet passers in the league.
Meanwhile, Jerry West has assembled this cast of all-stars. And Keith, comment for me on Adrian Dantley's first half.
Well, it looks like Adrian Dantley is playing in front of his girlfriends and his folks here in Washington. That's about all I can say. I've never seen him as animated, as alive as he is out here tonight. He's doing everything.
So we start the second half. Nixon, who has been impressive here so far, working with Scott in the backcourt. Dantley with possession. Abdul-Jabbar and Ford up front. Kareem takes the second half's first shot. Hayes the first rebound. Henderson, Dandridge, Greavy, Unseld working along with the Big E. Ford is on Hayes. That familiar back-end turnaround.
They're going to try and get more offense out of Elvin Hayes here in the second half. He only had 4 points. He was 2 for 8 from the field. He's going to have to just take the shot that's his, like that last one.
Scott on the penetration drew the foul, coming to the basket. So a 9-point lead has become 7 as Charlie comes to the line.
Charlie Scott beating Kevin Greavy here and getting into the middle. Wes Unseld coming over trying to help out. Elvin Hayes, Kevin Greavy, all 3 of them there. One of them got him on the arm.
They say that it was Kevin Greavy, and that's his 4th personal foul.
That's right. That could be a big foul right there. Kevin had 13 points in the first half, one of the 2 leading scorers for the Bullets here in the first half.
Keith, anyone else in foul trouble?
Elvin Hayes had 3, and Abdul-Jabbar had 3. So the 2 big men were battling each other in the first half. Both came out with 3.
There's a foul by Nixon. He just got out of control, realized it as he crashed into Henderson.
First team foul on the Lakers.
Greavy misfired. Elvin Hayes with control, just as the Bullets have done all game long, and they now lead the Lakers off the glass 36-13. Keith, what is it? Is it size or position that's doing all this rebounding for the Bullets?
I think it's a combination of both. Now here they come on the board again. There's Jabbar, finally got back into play and took it away from Wes Unseld.
Lakers in definite need of some muscle unless they turn absolutely red hot here in the second half. They outshot the Bullets in that first half. Kareem goes to the hook. And that's on Hayes.
Now that's another big foul right there. Now, watch the Lakers. Look at the side of the floor. Look how the Lakers clear it out and let Kareem just go one-on-one against Wes Unseld. That's what they're trying to do, and they're trying to get him on the hook coming across the middle or on the other side. I don't think particularly his jump shot is what they're trying to work for.
Keith, that means that Hayes now playing with 4 fouls.
That's a very big factor in this game. Elvin Hayes is, you know, the most valuable player of this Bullet team. If he's got to sit out a lot in the second half, they're going to be in trouble.
Dantley watching Dandridge.
That was Elvin getting pushed in the back, coming out with that yell underneath the basket. Here's Dandridge beating Dantley and shooting the ball up and over Kareem. A beautiful shot. And we just saw Hayes come flying out of our picture there.
Good defensive move by Dandridge on Dantley. Oh, that's a good duel between those two small forwards. You call them small only in relation to some of the giants out there on the floor.
That's right. 6'5", 6'6", 210 pounds.
Nixon.
That's Nixon. That's his shot. Like I said in the first half, just moving one way or the other. Hitting that, he jumps extremely well, and he can jump up over most of these small guards and get that shot.
What Unseld does so well is pass. That's Mata's style offense with the center out high. Dandridge gliding, muscling against Dantley. 19 points for Bobby Dandridge. He's been hot lately.
That's a beautiful play by Dantley, and by Dandridge, and you saw Dantley playing defense with him with his body. He was holding him with his body. When you do that, you don't move your feet, and that's why Dandridge got by him and took the ball to the basket.
Did you see Unseld give Kareem a little crunch? He made him pay a little bit, even for that field goal.
He's been paying all night with those crunches.
Try to wear his man down by the time we hit the stretch. West says you'll never stop Kareem from scoring. You just try to stop him from beating you with his baskets.
Here we are at the other end. Now here's Wes coming out with the left shoulder and the left side of the body, 245 pounds. Just trying to push Kareem out as much as he can.
You know, Keith, that's one of the reasons probably why Kareem has been frustrated from time to time. He's got to face that every time he goes out on the floor.
Yes, he does. I'm sure that that's part of it. He feels that it's the refereeing has been unfair towards him. They let the other players get away with more to try and equalize his talent.
Do you think it's true?
I do think it's true to a certain extent. He's just so great that it's got to affect the officials.
It's now 69-61. The Lakers lead the Bullets. 9:03 to go in the third quarter. Here are the Lakers. Watch West checking Kareem closely. Casey Jones used to switch Elvin Hayes off all the time on Abdul-Jabbar. Mata is not.
I think Dick Mata wants to just let Wes Unseld use his bulk on him and keep him away. The last 3 or 4 times that Abdul-Jabbar has had that shot.
Pretty play. Man cutting off was Henderson.
I've noticed that Unseld has given him a little bump, and he's had to pay every time. There's a beautiful pass by Unseld into Tom Henderson on the back door. Kareem was out playing Unseld that time, which most coaches like to have them back off of Unseld and kind of force him to take the outside shot. Kareem has been playing up on him. Therefore, there wasn't any help on the backdoor play that time. Henderson went in for the wide open layup.
Bobby Dandridge has now scored 21 points for Washington. There's his stats. He's been averaging 19 points a game. You know, Keith Erickson, he's the first man ever to play up front alongside Elvin Hayes and outscore him. And in 9 of the Bullets' last 10 games, Dandridge, the former Milwaukee Buck, has scored 20 or more points.
Well, he's a great offensive player, and I think this is what Dick Mata was looking for, picking up somebody that would complement Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld on that front line, and they definitely have it now in Bobby Dandridge.
Dantley and Dandridge, a duel to watch with 8 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the third. Backcourt pressure by Jerry West Lakers. 71-63. Lakers lead the Bullets, and here comes Henderson for Dick Mata. Reevy down low. Kareem rolled back off Unseld to clog things up. Scott with a lead pass. He may have overlet Nixon. He did. Turn it over, and here come the Bullets. They trail it by 4 baskets right now. Hayes trying to get position on Ford. Goes over to the weak side. Look at Dantley out on Dandridge, and pushing is called by Madden against Adrian. That's the third foul against Dantley.
That's an interesting play. You're allowed now to hold one hand on a player as long as you don't force him in any direction. Adrian came up and he was taking advantage of that. He had both hands right in Dandridge's chest.
Forcing him out to the expressway that time, wasn't it? Here comes Scott. They got a break, a man on the left, and Charlie went up inside of Henderson, drew the foul, and Charlie appeared to be hit up in that facial area, up above the right eye.
I think Charlie's holding his eye because he missed that layup down there. I think if he would have gone in, he probably wouldn't hold his eye.
That indeed does happen sometimes. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. Next Sunday, I hope you'll be with us when we go down to the Omni in Atlanta for the NBA All-Star Game. Can you believe, Keith Erickson, we're going to do an All-Star Game without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, without Elvin Hayes?
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Who voted on that anyway?
All the coaches fill out the rosters. It was the fans who voted for the starters, and of course, Bill Walton will start as center in the West. Off Unseld, loose ball, still loose. And finally, it'll go to Washington, says Bill Saar.
What I meant was that's the kind of a vote that our producers would make.
You better be careful now. We don't want to anger those fellas in the truck. Oh, if the folks at home could only hear our headsets right now. Here's Dandridge, jump shot. 23 points for Bobby. 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the third.
This is quite a duel, isn't it? Dandridge and Dantley.
Battle of the D-men here in Washington. Look at Unseld and Kareem, and pushing is called that time. Kareem's going to come to the free throw line. Well, that's Unseld's defensive strategy. You got to make him pay a physical price. West does it well. Did it against Artis Gilmore. Keith, let's leave here. Go out to Tim Ryan in Denver for an update. Tim?
65 Philadelphia. Welcome to the fans that have just joined us here in Denver. The Nuggets are in white. The Sixers are in blue with the score 68-65 Philadelphia. Here in the third period, 9:35 remaining now. Wilkerson. Bobby Wilkerson from the foul line. Good inside move. Popping it up. Henry Bibby. Irving trying to get it to McGinnis. Bad pass out of bounds. It'll be Denver ball. Philadelphia continues to lead by 1. Wilkerson brings it up. McCalvin, Bobby Jones. Joe. Caldwell Jones. Sixers by 1 with 9:04 remaining, third period. Collins.
We're back in Landover. We've got a timeout with the Los Angeles Lakers leading the Washington Bullets by a score of 74-65. We'll be right back. I spent last week at the training camps of Leon Spinks in Philadelphia and Muhammad Ali down in Miami as Elvin Hayes comes to the free throw line, and a reminder of that heavyweight championship fight on CBS on the night of February 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And Keith Erickson, Muhammad Ali is taking this fight seriously. He's shedding some pounds. He still has some fat around his stomach. He's not sparring much. Jimmy Ellis is in camp with him. He's stressing movement because he knows that Leon Spinks is going to hit him if he gets at him, and his strategy is stay on his legs. And of course, he's at that stage now where he has to work hard to keep those legs in shape. He's much bigger than Leon Spinks, so I would give him a big edge, and next week we'll check with Jimmy the Greek and see if he agrees with that. Here is Scott. Unseld knocks it away from Kareem. Ball goes out of bounds. And both Greavy and Scott wanting possession. It'll stay with the Lakers. Ford comes over. Gives you an idea, Keith, of how West is playing Abdul-Jabbar right now. Scott cut back to the right, used the glass as the buzzer sounded. Boy, I'll tell you, they've been getting the shots off so quickly, I haven't even paid attention to the shot clock until it just went off.
It hasn't been a factor at all. These guys are really putting it up quickly. Don Ford and Elvin Hayes are really going at it down low. I'll tell you, guarding Elvin is really a tough job.
Off now to Dantley. He got an easy one. Haven't let him have it. So it's 78-66. The Lakers' lead has swollen now to 12. Elvin Hayes at the offensive end.
That's great aggressive play by Elvin Hayes. Heads up play.
Off Ford and out of bounds. It'll go to the Bullets. 5:48. The Bullets have not put together a real consistent streak yet in this game, have they, Keith?
They haven't put together a streak, and they haven't really come down and set their offense up, you know, more than one or two times in a row, really. They've just been coming down and firing like that.
Lakers have shown some emotion on defense. You think that's been a factor?
I think it's been part of it. It seems like, well, you know, Washington came out, even right from the beginning they were doing it. Remember, Elvin Hayes took a couple of quick shots at the beginning?
Good steal by Scott, knocked away from Dantley, and the traveling is the call.
I think the Lakers' defense has been a factor, but I think that the Bullets just came out kind of not under control, not really working together. They just, right from the beginning, they played like that.
Greavy sits down alongside Dick Motta, and Charles Johnson, number 15, checks in, bounces the ball to Tom Henderson. Lou Hudson has checked in for Jerry West. He's working alongside Charlie Scott in the Lakers backcourt. And you were talking about that contact underneath, and Madden picked it up away from the ball that time.
That's right. Ken Carr is a very physical young player. And he seems to come into this league, he's very strong, 6'7", 230 pounds. He's coming in like he wants to make his presence known out there. And he's not going to let Elvin Hayes just waltz right by him. He's going to give him plenty of contact.
Keith, is Elvin Hayes the man Dick Motta goes to like in the last minute and a half of a tie game?
He's got to with this team. I think when Phil Chenier was around, he could have gone to either one. But I think Elvin is really the most consistent player, the best scorer he's got right now.
Keith, you mentioned Chenier, and of course he's hospitalized with a bad back, and the man who hit the field goal, Charles Johnson, has been signed in his place. Knocked away as Henderson was backing into Kareem. They're trying to deny him the ball, overplaying, two men. Off now to Henderson. Right side for the Bullets, and here's Dandridge in the left.
Good golly, are they going to the boards out there?
Scott off to Carr on the break, and Henderson fouled him with 4:31 to go in the third. It's an 8-point Laker lead.
The problem that you have when you have guys going to the offensive boards like that last play with Hayes and Unseld both crashing the boards, it leaves, if the Lakers get the rebound and get it out, they've got a man advantage on the other end, which just happened. They had a 2-on-1, and Ken Carr took the ball to the hole and got fouled.
Keith, do you think the players bring about a game like this, or the officials?
I think it eventually gets down to the officials. The players are going to come out and get away with as much as they can. If the officials clamp down on it right from the beginning, then it's going to be stopped. If they let it go, then it's just going to get worse.
Scott on the interception, taken back by Henderson. Beautiful play. Tommy Henderson threw the foul from Charlie Scott. You won't see a better defensive play than it just turned in by Tom Henderson.
It was a double play. Watch Charlie Scott steal the ball from Tom Henderson right here. You saw Scott go up. Now, trying to lead on the fast break, Henderson came back and took it right away from Charlie Scott, and like a smart play, took it right to the hole. Fouled by Charlie Scott.
And Henderson missed his first. Lakers in the penalty, so too are the Bullets. With 4:19 to go in the third, this is the penalty free throw. It's a 7-point difference right now. Bullets are trailing the Lakers. Carr, Hudson, Scott, Abdul-Jabbar, and Ford, and Unseld really leaning into Kareem now. Carr turns around on Elvin. Unseld with that great pass. Henderson downfield.
That's a beautiful play, and Tom Henderson acknowledging the great pass by Wes Unseld. He gave him a hand. That's what you like to see. And when your teammates and you make a nice play, all you want is a little pat from your teammate out there.
Lakers lead by 5.
Now look at the Lakers standing around, taking a long outside shot. That's not a good shot. Not good offensive movement by the Lakers.
Lakers keep possession. And I believe that Jerry West saw the same thing you did, Keith Erickson, because Norm Nixon has checked back in, and I believe Adrian Dantley is up. Yes, he too is coming in. Ford going out. So it is Nixon whom he counts upon sparking movement with this team.
That's right. Nixon is his quarterback out there. He's the one that's got to get the ball into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or the open man if they're double teaming inside like the Bullets have been doing lately.
Wright has come off Mata's bench, and he'll go with Nixon. Here's Unseld against Kareem. It's that beautiful sky hook.
Now that's the play that the Lakers wanted in that situation. They isolated Kareem on the side, one-on-one against Wes Unseld. Nobody can stop that shot.
Madden stops it. We get an update. Third quarter. New Orleans leading Indiana. Hey, the Jazz red hot. Haven't they rolled off about 7 straight victories?
They're just playing fantastic basketball, and they're in contention for a playoff spot now. Actually, if the season were over today, they'd be in the playoffs. You think the people in that Superdome down there would be happy about that?
Someday I want to broadcast a championship series with New Orleans in it out of the Superdome.
You got to have these headphones turned up real high with the noise that's going to go on in that building.
Hey, we'll see Maravich and Truck Robinson at the All-Star game from the Omni in Atlanta next Sunday on CBS. 3:12 to go in the third. Goodwin Bruin here. 76-82, Bullets trailing the Lakers. Now Kareem rolls from the other side. Here he comes. 21 points for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Elvin Hayes telling Wright to come around him. Switch off by Carr. Hayes rolled to the basket. Nixon trying to contest him on the mismatch. Look at all the bodies over there. And finally the whistle is blown and the foul is called.
Personal foul on Terry Carr, his 4th.
Larry Wright is saying, what took you so long to call that play? He said, look at these guys. Here's 6'7", 230-pound Ken Carr all over Larry Wright. And there are going to be a couple more guys coming in. Look at the mismatch we have. Elvin Hayes and Norm Nixon inside. That's where Wright was trying to get the ball. And there's finally the foul. A headlock.
I've heard Gerald.
Keith, you and I will keep track of what happens here, but let's send the audience to take a look at the Cleveland-Detroit game. Here is Don Criqui with an update.
We welcome those of you who have joined us here in Detroit. The Pistons are in white, the Cleveland Cavaliers in the maroon and gold. The score is Detroit 79, Cleveland 77 with a minute to go in the third quarter. It has been a back-and-forth game. After Detroit fell behind by 13 in the second quarter, they've come back in the third quarter. Bob Lanier has been hitting. He has 21 points for the game. Hit 5 shots in a row to open the third quarter to get the Pistons in the lead for the first time. It has been a racehorse game. This is Don Criqui with Mendy Rudolph at Cobo Arena as Leon Douglas, the big center out of Alabama, knocks one down for Detroit. And it is an 81-77 game. The Pistons with a 4-point lead.
And Cleveland desperately needs a field goal right here to close this gap. Detroit has caught fire, and they'll need it badly.
It has been a very fast-paced game. Both teams running. Cleveland, normally a pattern team, has done better when they've pushed the ball up the court. In the third quarter, they've tended a pattern run. Now, Jones hits it, and so it is an 81-79 game. Detroit with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Back now with Nixon shooting a free throw that puts the Lakers up by 5 points. We have this kind of action unfold. Wright hit a couple of free throws for the Bullets to make it 84-78. Then it was Wes Unseld on a strong rebound and a pass to Elvin Hayes. We'll take a look at that when we get a moment here at 2:06. 85-80. Lakers ahead of the Bullets. 158. A 3-point Los Angeles lead right now. Nixon maneuvering. Robish will give Abdul-Jabbar a rest. Hudson trying to cut. Johnson goes with him. Carr traveled on the turnaround. Here's that play, Keith, that everyone missed.
Watch this shot now. Carr took a bad shot. Watch Unseld fighting underneath with the rebound and immediately releasing the ball to Elvin Hayes for a beautiful, picture-perfect fast break.
And a reminder to everyone to be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of the game. And it's a good one. 85-82. Lakers lead the Bullets. Dandridge battles free from Dantley. Robish came over and he hit it anyway.
That's how valuable Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is. There's no way that Dantley would have had that easy layup that he had there. Robish just is not the defensive player that Kareem is.
And suddenly it's a 1-point game. The Lakers have been up by 12. Listen to the crowd in Landover. Spun out of the hoop for Nixon. Lakers, though, retain it. You can see all those referees here in attendance. We've got a crowd of 17,779.
Tell you, one of the fans just had that ball and threw it back at the official. If it would have been a player, he would have had a technical foul on that play.
Hudson, and Hayes goes up with Dantley, a jump ball.
That's a very good call by the official. A very good call. You don't want to. This game is physical enough. There's the play. Hudson get the shot on the side. That's his shot. And watch the ball come down. He misses, and it goes up. And watch Hayes and Dantley coming down, holding on to the ball. You know, you just can't at a point like this. Tempers are just about to, you know, get out of hand here. You've got to make that call. It was a heads-up play by Jack Madden.
Unseld off quickly to Wright. Abernathy's just checked in. Wright goes to the basket. Fouled, too, by Tommy Abernathy.
They had a play on this jump ball. Here's Larry Wright taking the ball to the hole. Looked like Abernathy got him just a little bit with his arm there.
Inside of a minute left in the third quarter.
Looks like Joe Pace is going to come into the game. This guy has got some physical talent. Dick Motta said he has got the most physical talent of any player he has ever coached, which is saying quite a bit. This young man can do it all physically.
Well, this could be Washington's first lead. Here's the penalty. The Bullets have battled back to tie. They have lost 6 in a row to the Lakers. Head for the first time with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hayes on Abernathy. Hudson outside.
Look at the boards.
Big difference. 45 to 18. Washington has out-rebounded Los Angeles.
Now that's a great play by Larry right there. He saw the clock and realized how much time was left. Dick Motta, you can see Dick Motta yelling at him now, but Wright saw it himself, and that was really a heads-up play. Holding the ball back, getting the last shot here.
That's the game time. It'll be Charles Johnson. And that'll do it for the third quarter. There's so much noise here, I don't even think the players heard the buzzer momentarily. So, 12 minutes to go. Washington leading Los Angeles 88 to 85.
CBS word from your local station. Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway star in Chinatown, the premiere presentation of the CBS Tuesday night movies, this Tuesday on CBS.
Keith, someone we haven't talked about over on that Los Angeles bench, there with a bandaged finger, Jamal Wilkes.
No, it's Jamal has been ready for 3 games now, and it's been Jerry West's decision not to play him, and especially in this situation, to not have played in the first 3 quarters. Boy, this is a tough time to bring a guy in.
Now, there's the difference in the game. It's that rebounding. Someone for the Lakers has got to take charge underneath and help Kareem, Pete.
They've got to get someone in here that can keep these guys off the boards. The Lakers, I don't think, have the guy that can do it right now. Kenny Carr is the strongest guy they've got besides Kareem, and he just is not a finesse player. He's just going to get in foul trouble every night. The Bullets are just killing them on the boards, 46 to 18.
It's a 5-point Washington Bullet lead over the Lakers.
This is a very critical time of the game for the Lakers now. Without Kareem in the ball game, if they let this lead get down too far, they could get blown out.
Charles Johnson on Robish on the mismatch, and Robish goes right ahead with that left hand.
Now that's a good shot right there by Robish. Now Jerry West would take that every time down. A mismatch, your 6'10" center guarded by a 6-foot guard.
Lakers down by 3. Here's Hayes up over Abernathy, and Robish backing into Pace, and the foul is called by Pace reaching over the back.
Personal foul on Joe Pace, his first team foul.
So, you know who's back. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You have become so accustomed to seeing him in those goggles, you don't even refer to them anymore, do you?
Don't even notice that he's got them on.
High dribble by Dandridge. Kareem comes over to seal up right, so there's Pace. Kareem comes back on him, but Pace got the basket.
Ordinarily, that would have been a good play, helping out, double teaming with Joe Pace. You would give him the outside shot, but he made a great play, smart play, and took the ball to the hole. And there was no weak side help.
Sweet Lou Hudson outside, so it's 92-89. It's a 3-point difference, 10 minutes and 26 seconds left in Landover. Final round at the Andy Williams San Diego Open is next on CBS. They're going to be coming the other way on the offensive foul.
That's a good call by Jack Madden.
Here is Jamal Wilkes checking into the game.
A very difficult situation for Jamal Wilkes, coming in here cold, especially in a game like this where these guys are really playing hard. To come in without having been in the game, very difficult.
You got some scoring updates there. Philadelphia and Denver close. We're tight here, 92-89. Bullets leading the Lakers. Pace must check Kareem. They'll give him a chance to hook on him.
Doesn't matter who guards him on that play. That's just the unstoppable play.
But Pace doesn't have the bulk that Unseld has. Now, Pace didn't make him pay the price that time.
That's right. Kareem had the ball in a position that he liked better on that shot.
Wright coming up on Nixon, drew the foul from Norm.
That's a great matchup, these two fellows. They are as quick as there are in the league. But look at these two guys going one-on-one here. There's Wright, gets him up in the air a little bit. And a smart play, went ahead and put the ball to the hole to make it a 2-shot foul. If he had gone ahead and passed that ball in that situation, he wouldn't get the free throws here.
So the Bullets, without Phil Chenier, without Mitch Kupchak, who much of the future of this club is going to be built around, have come back to regain the lead, actually to take it for the first time. And now there's 9:43 to play. It's 93-91 Bullets over the Lakers. Here's Jamal with that familiar shot of his, releasing it from behind his head.
That's quite a play right there. I tell you, a guy coming in and being as cold as he is, the first time he touched the ball, he put it up.
And tied the game. So a big basket for Jerry West. He's taking the rookie Ballard right now. CJ shot from that baseline, and it's a good shot.
Charlie Johnson, when he's a real streak shooter. When he gets going, he's capable of getting 35 points.
9:10 to go. Washington trying to go up by 4 as Wright breaks free. He's got it, and he'll come to the line. Fouled by Nixon, who was trailing him.
That is a big, big play right there. Watch this rebound by Ballard down here, going way up, and looking for the outlet pass. The first thing you've got to do on the rebound, getting out to Larry Wright, and Nixon looks like he put a hand in his back just a little bit, enough to get called for the foul.
And an important foul because that's number 5 on Nixon, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Lakers, with 9 minutes.
And it's 3 on the team. That's a big factor right now in the fourth quarter.
With only 1 team foul against the Bullets. Kareem. Bullets up by 3, 98-95. 25 points for Abdul-Jabbar. Welcome, those of you who are watching at Goodwin in Denver. We've got an exciting contest in Landover. The Los Angeles Lakers have lost the lead to the Bullets. It's 100-95, the Bullets. The Lakers with the ball right now. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. Abdul-Jabbar scored 25, picking for Charlie Scott that time. And it has been a difference in rebounding. 49-19, the Bullets have out-rebounded the Lakers as Pace stuffs. 102-95, Bullets lead the Lakers. So a timeout, and many in the crowd of 17,000 on their feet cheering that last play. And Keith Erickson, we can take a second look.
Look at a high pass there to Joe Pace. Brought it back under control and dunked it. That's a great play. The Bullets are in control.
McLean Stevenson, the men's coach Tuesday night, has assured me that Buddy Hackett can outrun Elkie Summer, but Tom Brookshire will be our host, says he's not so sure about that, Keith Erickson. So here is that play again.
The important part of that play was the poor shot that the Lakers are getting. Here Elvin Hayes with the rebound. Good outlet pass. Now watch Joe Pace down on the right side of your screen. A high pass. He kept control and took it to the hole and dunked it. That's just a great play by the Bullets, and they're taking advantage of the Lakers' poor shots has put them in the lead in this game.
All right, the last 8 minutes. 102-95 as Kareem maneuvers, lets it go high. 102-97. Keith, this is an important game for the Lakers, isn't it?
It's a very big game. This is the first game of a 6-game road trip. They're going to be on the road for 12 days. If they lose a majority of these games, it could make or break their season.
Pace picking, and Scott came right with him that time, and the foul is called.
That's not a good foul. That gives them 4 team fouls. The next one will be a penalty shot. We'll see how physical this game is getting. Here's Elvin Hayes down low with Don Ford. Elbows, body.
Pace again. .104.97. Hudson. It bounced away from Kareem, and here come the Bullets on the break. Ballard and Scott was there. It'll go to the Lakers as the ball went out of bounds.
Well, I really feel that was a foul by Charlie Scott on that play. Let's look at it again. Here comes Ballard, taking it right to the hole, and Charlie Scott with the body on the side. Looked like it could have been a foul.
7 minutes to go. 104.97. Here's Kareem. Finds the open man on the weak side. It's Ford, and you see Kareem rolling to the hoop. He's trying to get some offensive boards. Might have picked up a foul that time, too. Johnson outside, up high, off the top, taken out by Jamal, and Hayes on the steal. Double teamed, and Hayes was fouled.
Now the Lakers in this point cannot afford these fouls. They can't get out of control. You know, there's no reason to foul Elvin Hayes out at the mid-court line. Pressure him, try and keep the ball away from the other guys, but you can't foul him and put him in the penalty. Give him 2 free throws in a play like that. Joe Pace is doing a heck of a job out here. Great rebound down at the other end. And a stuffed basket on the play before that.
Elvin Hayes was held to 6 points when these two clubs met 9 days ago. Right now, Elvin Hayes has scored 17, and New Orleans wins. That's its 8th in a row, right?
That's fantastic.
Let's hear it for Elgin Baylor. Now, 6:33 to go, 106.97. So it is a 9-point Bullet lead. They trailed by 12. Here's Kareem hooking on Pace.
Now that's the play that the Lakers want to run, with Kareem getting his little hook shot one-on-one against the guy, and they have not done that. Kareem getting his jump shot is not the shot they want down low.
Foul is called as the ball went into Hayes. Ford was out on him that time, and there may be a technical. Yes, there is.
This is how the penalty situation will kill you. See, now Elvin, with his, if you saw that at the beginning, with his right arm was keeping Ford off, and he backed off a little bit, and Ford came and pushed him. You know, it looks like it was the second of a little physical contact going on down there that the officials caught.
Johnson shooting the technical against Ford. 107.99. Now Hayes will step to the line.
It's like he's right off the beach, doesn't he?
Going to play alongside Clint Eastwood. .607. I can't remember a crowd in Landover making any more noise since that 1975 championship series against the Golden State Warriors. These fans have been alive here in the second half. They erupt again on that turnover by the Lakers with 5:56 to go, 108.99. Johnson brings it up against pressure. Kareem just waiting if Henderson wants to come his way. Pace out there with a pick. Kareem forcing the pass, and here is Hayes with Jamal. Now it goes to Johnson. It'll go to the Lakers. Bobby Dandridge will be checking back in for Dick Motta.
Charlie Johnson actually caused the turnover on that play. Elvin Hayes had Jamal Wilkes on his back down low, ready to make the play, and Charlie Johnson came off of him. Hayes was forced to give him the ball.
Nixon playing with those 5 fouls. Here's Kareem. Unseld getting a big rest, isn't he? Kareem rolls up the hook, and Hayes with a rebound. Kareem with a good steal. Here come the Lakers on the turnover. Jamal Wilkes taken down by Dantley, who muscles back up. Wilkes is there, and Johnson hit him, and it goes out of bounds. I believe he was fouled. I'd have to agree with Jamal that time.
Well, I would too. I'll tell you. You don't see Jamal get upset like that. Now look at this. Is the only man in the building that's not excited about this Washington lead here.
And he'll be checking back in. Big West. Dantley, Hayes there pushing the call by Madden.
That's a good play. Good call by Jack Madden. Hayes definitely shoved Dantley in the back on that play.
Now that's 5 fouls on Elvin Hayes. And here's West. I'll tell you, Pace did a job.
Just fantastic. What a job coming in and having to guard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he did a commendable job, making him take a couple of jump shots. You know, Kareem is going to get his hook, and he's going to hit it. But he did as well as anybody could have done in that situation.
And Dantley puts the Lakers at the 100 mark with 5 minutes to go. It's an 8-point Washington lead. $20 points for Dantley after that miss. Johnson and Henderson will bring it up. It's Henderson with control for Motta. Down to the last 5 minutes, and the Bullets up by 4 field goals. Now, rugby 5, and the Lakers have got a chance to cut it to 3. Nixon applying some pressure, cut off by Henderson. Here's Jamal, back to within 6. 4:35 left. It's been an emotional afternoon. Dandridge muscling. Kareem got a hand. Bullets come right back. And that's his first field goal of the afternoon.
And that's also the advantage that the Bullets have on the boards here. And there's a
Whoops outside. What is that advantage on the boards right now, Keith?
54-23. That is just incredible.
Unbelievable that the Lakers are still within 6 points.
There's the Lakers double-teaming defense out there, leaving a man wide open.
Dantley off for the rebound. Now it's Nixon. Unseld is there to contest him. Nixon outside. And Scott is out last with a foul coming up into Bobby Dandridge.
Here's Dandridge trying to take the shot on Kareem. Goes up and makes a beautiful block. Unseld right underneath to get the rebound, put it back in. Didn't even have to jump very high, did he?
Keith, he sure didn't. The Los Angeles Lakers and Jerry West have asked and received a timeout. When you come back, we'll have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play. With that victory, the Golden State Warriors now are tied with Los Angeles for 4th place in the Pacific Division. So again, as Keith Erickson has told you, this game is vital for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now they trail it by 6 points. 3:45 to go. Make it 5 points on that free throw by Charlie Scott. And Abdul-Jabbar wants it right now, doesn't he, Keith?
He's just playing as hard as can be. I'll tell you, he's really putting out there tonight. He's really into this game.
Update out of Denver. Denver leads Philadelphia by 1 point with 4.5 to go. It's that kind of afternoon around the NBA. 3:38 to go here in Landover. The cutter was Henderson. 18 points for Henderson.
That's an old Dick Motta Chicago Bulls play. 2 guys cutting off of the post. Now Kareem hurried that shot. Yeah, he really hurried it. That's not his shot.
3:12. It's a 6-point lead. 112-106.
Travel.
They double team Hayes and they get it away from him. And it's Nixon with Jamal ahead of him. Wilkes. A 4-point lead by Washington with 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go. Wilkes has come off that bench right now to score 8 points for the Lakers.
The Lakers are double teaming now in their defense, which means that somebody is going to be open for a shot. If the guys are not hitting from the outside, they're doing a heck of a job. If the guys are hitting, you can get blown out in this double teaming defense. Look at that pass. Two-handed overhand bullet.
CJ. 114-108. 11 points for Charles Johnson. Signed a 10-day contract, and folks, it's going to be longer than that. He's impressed the Bullet management. Turnaround by Kareem. He answers. It's back down to 4. 2:18 to go.
I'd say that's a fantastic shot he has there.
Sure is, Keith. 31 points for the big man.
He's really improved his jump shot. Now they can't foul in this situation.
Dandridge, and that's been the difference. Control of the rebounds. 56-25. Washington has out-rebounded Los Angeles. And to show for it, 6-point lead. And Dandridge over on Dantley is called for the foul. Johnson pulling him away, not wanting the technical call.
Personal fouls on Bob Dandridge.
Here's Dandridge down underneath. Now, you see, nobody is guarding Dandridge down here. He just comes right in, gets the rebound, puts it back in. You know, underhanded layup on the other side, all by himself. The Lakers are getting killed on the boards.
Back to Nixon, who cut off the pass by Kareem, but on the turnover, it'll go to Washington. 142. Bullets lead the Lakers by 6 points. I hope you've enjoyed this game as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Next Sunday, it's the All-Star game from the Omni in Atlanta.
Well, the Bullets, they're going to take as much time as they can on that clock. They want the clock to run down as far as possible, and then they're going to try and get a good shot like that.
Unseld.
Big rebound by West.
Back outside to Henderson.
Now they'll set it up and take 24 seconds again.
There's the clock that they're running down in the right-hand corner. They're ahead by 6 points. Dantley comes out to double team the ball, and here comes Kareem on the turnover. Kareem off to Charlie Scott. 116-112. 106 showing. A 4-point difference. Pressure by the Lakers.
You know, historically, the Bullets have always had trouble with a pressing defense like this.
Ball is double teamed. Off to Hayes.
That's a good play by Charlie Johnson. He had the shot, but you don't want to take it yet.
Shot clock now moves inside 5. Dandridge from far away. Here they come again. 42 seconds to go. And on the steal, it's the Bullets. Loose ball, Dandridge. That could have done it. The Lakers could have been right back in it, Keith.
That's right. Charlie Johnson made a great steal on that play. Good pass by Henderson.
Oh, how the Bullets want this one, and so too do the Lakers.
Down to 21
Scott
seconds.
is down. He's hurt. Charlie Scott is down. Whistle is blown, but I think of more importance right now, Scott appears to be all right.
Now, Kareem was not going to let Elvin Hayes get that shot off no matter what that time. I tell you, the Bullets really did a good job passing that ball around, keeping it alive, like a hot potato, they tell you.
15 seconds left. Scott strained something in the right leg, but he's all right. He's over at the free throw line now. Here is the biggie, Elvin Hayes. 17 points. There's Coach Dick Motta, hoping to snap that 6-game losing streak.
He says,
just
make one, Elvin.
And Elvin does, to give him a total of 18 points, and 16 of those 18 points, right, Keith, here in the second half. He's had an excellent second half. We'll keep it right here and talk about what we have seen so far. It's been an emotional afternoon, Keith. What's some ragged play on the part of both teams?
It has been that. The Lakers, I think their downfall was taking a whole bunch of bad shots there.
I think it's out the end of his
problem blocking that shot. On Kareem in there. That paid off.
Hand on the ball, and here comes Dandridge to run the clock out. All over. What are some of the reasons why?
Well, he's just been fantastic. He was all over the floor. Not only did he have to guard his points, it's just a great all-around game.
All right, Keith, the Chevrolet $1,000 on behalf of Elvin Hayes. Denver, take it away for the Denver-Philadelphia game, Tim Ryan.